Thank you so much to Rosetta Stone, the all-in-one language learning program, for partnering with me on this video. Okay, hear me out. K-pop Demon Hunters is, low-key gay as hell, but not in the way that you're thinking, okay? Let me cook. I swear on my mama, on Emom, that this story is an allegory for queerness, and the creators actually agree with me. So why am I saying this? Have I officially lost it? Have I drank too much gay juice? Well, yes. So welcome back to my channel. My name is E as in D-Mun, and I really wanted to talk about this movie, and I'm right, okay? Please like and subscribe. And don't ask why I'm wearing this big fuzzy hat. It's giving K-pop. It kind of is, like, it's kind of giving Mano with that one outfit, kind of, like. Anyways, moving right along. I want to go to Japan, and it's less a want, really, and more of a need. Like, I need to go to Japan and eat all of the food everywhere on site. I want to waltz into restaurants and confidently ask for the meal of a lifetime 3 times a day, 4 weeks on end. But at my current Japanese language level, that will not be happening. That was until I started learning Japanese with Rosetta Stone, the partner of today's video. I get very overwhelmed even thinking about learning a new language. Grammar, past and future tenses of words, and pronunciations just scare me, but I find myself perfectly at ease with Rosetta Stone's dynamic immersion learning method. Girl, they are teaching me Japanese as if I was learning it in the real world, okay? No boring vocab lists. They show me pictures of people or objects and only give me the Japanese words or sentences to describe the pictures, and I'm just like absorbing it. Like, they spoke this sentence to me 2 lessons in. 女の人は車を運転していません. And I understood it. Me? Mr. Worldwide? More likely than you think. I can practice speaking and pronunciation too with Rosetta's True Accent speech recognition technology. They say the word or sentence using the audio of native speakers, and I repeat it back and get instant feedback on which pronunciations I can improve on. Just practice with a new lesson every day, 30 minutes a day, either on the Rosetta Stone app or on your desktop, and you'll be learning a new language before you know it. So, do you want to learn Japanese with me, or any of the other 25 languages Rosetta Stone has to offer? Then get started using my extra special link in the description for over 60%, yes, over 60% off, an unlimited language lifetime subscription. Over 60%, unlimited, lifetime, 25 languages. Okay. Rosetta Stone hooked my rats up with this offer. So make sure to use my link in the description or scan the QR code here on screen. You will be helping the channel out and becoming Mr. Worldwide in the process. Thank you so much to Rosetta Stone for partnering with me on this video. All right, back to talking about the best movie of the year. Bye. So why am I yelling so loudly that this movie is queer-coded? Well, open your eyes, sheeple. It just is. I'm joking. I'm gonna explain it to you now. So if you aren't familiar with this film, then watch the movie. It is on Netflix right now, and this video will be having spoilers, so be warned and go watch and then come back. You have to come back. So as of writing and recording, K-pop Demon Hunters is ranked number 2 in all of Netflix movies, and for good reason. Because it's a banger. Is it a kids movie? Technically, yes, but I need some whimsy in my life. The movie follows 3 K-pop idols that make up the group Huntrix: Rumi, Mira, and Zoe. These girls are funny, talented, gorgeous, and like the biggest idols in South Korea in this world. But that's not all. They are also the next generation of a long lineage of demon hunters. Girl bosses who have been fighting the demons who prey upon human souls by using the power of their voices. The demon hunters' singing voices are able to create a barrier called the Hanmun to keep demons restrained and away from, you know, taking human souls and all that. Each generation produces a trio of women to strengthen the Hanmun, with Rumi and the gang being our modern day badasses. They will actually be the generation to turn the Hanmun gold, which would permanently banish the demons for good. But there's a problem, okay? Rumi, the leader and the daughter of a former demon hunter, is also the daughter of a demon. And by being part demon, she has the demon marks. She keeps the secret hidden from the other girls in the group at the insistence of her mentor, Celine, who is also a former demon hunter alongside Rumi's mother. When they are like super close to like making traction on turning the Hanmun gold, Rumi starts to lose her voice. boys due to the growth of the demon marks, but she thinks that she'll be able to get rid of them permanently once they turn the Hun Moon gold. So like, simple, right? Just sing, girl. Just sing and everything will be okay. But of course, men show up and ruin everything. I'm joking. Demon men show up and ruin everything, and like, period. On a boy band being villains. Like, that's so funny. A guy named Jinu, who's a demon, goes up to the big demon king, Guima, and is like, let me cook. So Jinu forms an evil boy band called Saja Boys. And the Saja Boys start to take the souls of Huntrix's fans, and it's tea, and Jinu's hot. Yeah, the Saja Boys, they got the sauce. So if you watch the film, then you are plenty aware that Rumi and Jinu fall in love. Jinu actually sees her marks while they're fighting, cause like tea, but he doesn't tell Rumi's friends. And then they like see each other in the night to talk, and it's very cute. I love straight people sometimes. So, why on earth am I saying this movie is queer-coded or gay in any way? I mean, Rumi has a thing with Jinu. None of the girls or guys are particularly fruity, and like the forbidden love story of Rumi and Jinu is like any other forbidden star-crossed lovers trope type of story thing. So it's not like reinventing the wheel. So perhaps the queer coding was the friends we made along the way. The struggle that Rumi experiences throughout the entire movie can very much be seen and interpreted in a queer lens, or in a queer way. She is born part demon. She had no say in that. Being part demon was not a choice that she made, and it is something that she resents of herself for the majority of the movie. She hides her demon patterns by always wearing long sleeves and soon wearing turtlenecks as the patterns travel up her neck. Her friends really want to go relax at the bathhouses with her, begging and pleading for her to go all the time, but that would require her to show her arms and her torso, which she cannot do for fear of them rejecting her, so she always says no. As the patterns grow up her neck, her voice starts to be affected, and instead of telling her friends what's going on, she just runs away. When she fights Jinu, her jacket sleeve tears, and she's horrified in that moment, not by all the demons surrounding her, but she's horrified that her friends will see. All of this hiding and indirect lying is encouraged and even enforced by her mentor and technically stepmother, Celine, who took care of her and raised her after her mother passed. We don't see Celine a lot in the film, but we know that she is the main reason why Rumi is so scared to show her patterns. In one scene, we see Rumi watch her friends laugh and walk away out of Celine's office, and she says to Celine that maybe they will understand. Celine shoots this down quickly and tells her no, they would never understand, and it's too risky. Celine has a saying with the girls: our faults and fears must never be seen. The girls get this and pretty much accept it, Rumi being no exception. She keeps the shame of herself hidden, and she kind of hates it like a lot. She has such a deep-seated resentment of her demon patterns that she will do anything to get them off of her. There is this one scene with Celine towards the end of the movie that really made me go, oh, I gotta talk about this. So of course, spoilers, like I said, definitely watch it. It's a great scene. 10 out of 10 peak, honestly. This scene takes place after everything goes horrible. Rumi returns to Celine while the Hun Moon is deteriorating. Rumi is going full-on demon mode, and Rumi's best friends just found out that she has been part demon this whole time and didn't tell them. She shows up to Celine and says how she tried so hard to fix herself, but now her friends know and there's no going back. Rumi says how this is who she is. Celine says no, and that Celine has known that she was a mistake from the start. She tells Celine to off her so she doesn't hurt anyone else. Celine says, no, girl, get up. And then this following dialogue plays out. We will be showing the clips here and there. I don't really want to get like striked or anything with copyright. I don't really know how Netflix is with all this stuff, so I'm gonna read the lines out, and if the copyright isn't a thing, then we'll just play the clip. If not, then enjoy my voice acting, okay? Celine says,
when we lost your mother, I swore to protect all that was left of her. But I never thought that would be a child like you. Everything I was taught told me you were wrong, but I made a promise. So I did my best to accept you and help you.
Rumi finally looks at her and says, accept me? You told me to cover up, to hide. And Celine says, yes, until we can fix everything. And we still can. We can cover those up and put everything right again. I'll tell Mira and Zoe that it was all a lie, an illusion by Duima to break us apart. Rumi then, of course, flips out. She goes, no more hiding. And then she takes off the coat that Celine just wrapped around her to hide her patterns. And she goes, no more lies. Celine, desperate and a little scared, goes, Rumi, we can still fix this. Rumi goes, don't you get it? This is what I am. Look at me. Why can't you look at me? And Celine like closes her eyes. Oh my god. And then Rumi goes, why couldn't you love me? Celine says, I do. And then Rumi says, all of me. Celine repeats her mantra of never showing faults and fears and starts like freaking the fuck out. And Rumi says that if this is the honeymoon I'm sworn to protect, that I'm glad to see it destroyed. Basically saying like, if protecting this thing means I have to hate myself, then this, that, I'm out. Period. So this scene, right, this scene was the scene for me in the entire movie. It really clocked to me that they were standing on business. I believe these themes of identity, self-love, and or shame can really resonate with like a lot of different people with different identities and backgrounds, which is why I believe this movie is so good. It is specific enough with its main character struggles and human and realistic enough that so many people who may be so different from each other can all still resonate with the story so deeply. And that's on good writing. I, of course, make queer content on my channel. I usually talk about queer rep or coding in video games or like webtoons. Honestly, girl, I talk about what we want to talk about. So we haven't really talked about a movie before, but we are now. So people from different walks of life and different experiences and identities will definitely be interpreting and resonating with this scene in different ways from each other. I don't think there is a correct way to resonate with this scene, so I'm just gonna tell you my way. And as a queer person, this scene just hit for me. Of course, there are a lot of parallels between what Rumi goes through and the queer struggle. Of course, like the most obvious comparison and parallel is Rumi and her demon patterns and someone's queer identity. Being queer is not a choice, okay? Being trans is not a choice, but rather something you are born as, just like with Rumi. She didn't ask to be born part demon. Some LGBTQIA+ people may believe that they are a mistake, like how Rumi believes herself to be. Queer people, very often, depending on the environment and culture they are raised in, are told to hide themselves or pretend they aren't who they are, and maybe they'll just grow out of it or it's just a phase that will move on. It's giving very much Celine telling Rumi to cover up and how the honeymoon turning gold will fix her, which is a sentiment that Rumi shares. Queer people are often told to never tell others about their identity, for they might not be accepted or worse, might be physically harmed. Rumi's friends find out that Rumi's part demon and they pull out their motherfucking swords on her. Girl! I mean, to be fair, they did do it out of fear because Rumi was tweaking out a little bit and she was going kind of demon mode, so I do understand it, but point still stands. And queer people are so used to hearing something very similar to what Celine says to Rumi. She says, everything I was taught told me you were wrong, but I made a promise, so I did my best to accept you and help you. Not celebrate, not like rejoice, not raise, but like accept me. You told me to hide and cover up. Where was the accepting? Is the accepting in the room with us right now? The part when she says, everything I was taught told me you were wrong. Oh, ew. That was the line. I sat up because older generations were taught queer people were wrong, that queer people are abnormal, that trans people are broken or perverted or something f***ed up along those lines. That's what a lot of older people were taught. And some work hard to undo that dangerous way of thinking. I mean, props to Celine for trying, I guess, and like not killing Rumi when she was an infant, but you know, she still like tried to play pretend and hide and lie until she could fix her. So, you know, my empathy only goes so far, but also I get it because it's a demon, but also like, girl, look at her, Rumi's fine. Anyways, this scene I love. Definitely, I think my favorite scene of the whole movie. This is just so relatable to queer people that it's hard to not see some sort of queer like subtext in this scene and with Rumi's battle with herself and who she is. Of course, at the end of the movie, the girls win and her friends accept her after talking and communicating and not like pulling out swords on each other and not going crazy demon mode. The girls still love her no matter what and are hyped to finally go to the bathhouse with her. Rumi is one with herself and the demons are repelled and her weird situationship dissolves. He's a whole nother bag of worms. That is a lot to unpack. There's a lot to unpack there with Genu. And he is so fine. Oh my god. Why do they draw this man like that? Ew. But I am not entirely insane in my interpretation of this, okay? In an interview that I found with the movie's creators, the director Maggie Kang is asked how they were able to cook so hard, how they were able to handle the topic of shame and identity so well. With the interviewer said saying how he, as a queer person, was able to resonate so deeply with Rumi as a character. Maggie Kang literally says this.
Well, thank you. But, actually, we when we were crafting the story, we used to always compare it, of Rumi's story, as like she's coming out of the closet and coming clean to her parent who is, is wanting her to be something that she's not. And so, it was just kind of naturally part of the kind of crafting of it and the storytelling.
So like, yeah. I bet you thought I was nuts. I bet you click on this video thinking, oh, she's off her rocker. I bet you thought I was crazy. E1, U0. All right. So the creators even knew how much it low-key yells queer undertones, with Rumi having to like come out of the closet as being part demon. Literally me too. My super slay editor, Kelpie. Say hi, Kelpie. And everyone, say hi to Kelpie. Hi, Kelp. Was the one who was like, hey, you should watch this movie. It's low-key a queer allegory. And I, at the time, had been wanting to watch the movie because, duh, I love animation, I love K-pop, and I love girls beating ass. Like, it's a no-brainer. I was there. But when I heard that there was some queer undertones or allegories in there, I went, okay, watching immediately. Literally watched like a few hours later. And throughout the majority of the movie, I was like, yeah, I mean, like, sort of. I can see it kind of with Rumi and her patterns. Like, she was born this way, but like other than that, nothing else was screaming to me. But then Celine said that line about having to unlearn her prejudices to like accept. Bitch was not accepting, but okay. Rumi. And that's when I was like, okay, yeah, so this scene is gonna hit home with my fruity community 100%. Now, do I think that the creators in this scene or in this movie with Rumi's character were like, psst, this means Rumi's bi and or queer in some way? No, I probably don't think they had her sexuality in mind. I think they were pen to page, flames on paper GIF, and wrote a story so entangled with identity and shame and self-love and acceptance and fear and insecurity and all that multiple kinds of people would be able to relate to. And I think that these kinds of stories can still be very helpful to those struggling with self-image, like a lot. Being able to see yourself in someone, fictional or otherwise, can like genuinely save and help so many people. Now, would I have liked a canon queer character in the story? Yeah, that would have been cool, to be honest, but maybe in the sequel. This movie made me like so emotional in a lot of different ways. It's literally like a kid's movie, but I was like, when the situationship dissolved, I was like, I loved the sisterhood of the girls. I loved the music. The animation was just beautiful. And seeing so much of Korean culture was just like so cool. Like, it just made me so happy. It's just 10 out of 10. Really do love this movie. Totally recommend this movie. If you've watched this whole video and haven't watched the movie yet, girl, go change that. It is pretty good. Pirate it if you need to. That was a joke. But I would have liked to know more about the Saja boys. Like, what did baby Saja do to be a demon? Like, did he kill someone? Like, what did he do? Would love to know. Also, TW for eating stuff right now. You can skip forward like 30 seconds. But I just want to say how I loved that they showed the girls like eating. Idol life is a lot more stricter than this movie shows it to be. And seeing them like very obviously love their food and eat their food and just, not be like counting it and not being like restricted with it just like made me super happy, and I loved seeing that. So 10 out of 10 on that. But also, idols do not have this much freedom, so don't think that idols are this free and then they're able to take breaks whenever they decide to. That's like not real. So negative 10 on that front, but it doesn't matter, it's a kids movie. Hey. I wanted to add on some things, so let me cook. I am so obsessed with this movie. I'm gonna be watching it again. Don't know what kind of crack they put into this movie, but I can't stop thinking about it, and I love the songs. So speaking of the songs, I was listening to them. Literally me when I'm listening to K-pop Demon Hunter soundtrack. So, several things. One, how it's done, and Your Idol, best songs ever made. I'm joking, but really good. I really like them. But in Golden, which if you remembered was like the song that was gonna like seal the Hamoon forever, I wanted to point out some of the lyrics within it because the girls wrote this before, Rumi was like, LOL, I'm a demon. So this was before her coming out of the closet, and is really interesting how they're all saying in this beautiful song how I'm done hiding now, I'm shining like I'm born to be, which is interesting, girl, because you're still hiding. No wonder the bitch couldn't sing, because she was lying through her teeth. Also wanted to point out in the bridge, I guess, me not being a musical person, waited so long to break these walls down, to wake up and feel like me, put these patterns all in the past now, and finally live like the girl they all see. No more hiding, I'll be shining like I'm born to be. First of all, still hiding. Second of all, to wake up and feel like me. That's giving, comfortable with your queer identity. Again, this could be synonymous with a lot of different experiences, like I mentioned before. But when she says, put these patterns all in the past and finally live like the girl they all see, that's not being who you are. Like, there's a reason why this song wasn't the finale song. Because I was thinking about, like, why aren't they just making Golden the finale song? Because that's like the we're here song, right? But it's because it's not, this is what it sounds like, girl. It's still lying. It's still hiding. And finally live like the girl they all see. So finally rise and meet those expectations that everyone around you holds for you. It's literally like praying every single night, praying the gay away so that you could finally be the straight girl that your community or your family wants you to be. Anyway, so I thought that was such a cool, interesting line to point into and be like, okay, no wonder Golden wasn't the finale song, because that is not what we wanted. Speaking of what it sounds like, what an amazing song. I also wanted to point out some lyrics in here that I thought were neat. I really like the line when Rumi says, I don't know why I didn't trust you to be on my side. Like, yeah, you don't tell your best friends, they're gonna be like, what, you thought I was homophobic? You thought I was gonna hate crime you? Mira and Zoe did pull out a knife. They did pull out their weapons when Rumi was getting all tweaky. That did happen. Of course, I like the scars are part of me, darkness and harmony, good, 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 all that, good jazz. And as I was saying earlier, how Rumi's experience could resonate with queer audiences, it is specific enough, it could resonate with a lot of different people's experiences. When they're saying, so we were cowards, so we were liars, so we're not heroes, we're still survivors. I've seen people talk about how Rumi's story could also be seen as like surviving abuse and stuff like that. And I think that that line definitely highlights that, and people could definitely resonate with those lyrics as well. Also, I love fearless and undefined. This is what it sounds like. Yes, undefined, like queerness, like outside the binary. Queer people could be like, yes, fearless and undefined. This is what it sounds like. Also, I've been thinking about this movie way too much. I wish I was normal about stuff. I could honestly make a whole nother video because there's so much to unpack with this movie about the Saja boys in particular, because I feel like their whole existence, yes, they're demons, but also they're very much a huge commentary on idols and idol culture. Like, it's so good. I'm not gonna go into too long of a rant about that, but as a former humongously mentally ill K-pop fan, I have some things I want to mention very quickly. So listen to your idol. The commentary that this song has on idol culture and the parasocialism that companies want to exploit and make money off of using their idols. It was just this entire song. Like, it's so cool because they're saying, I'll be your idol, keeping you in check, keeping you obsessed, play me on repeat. The part where I was like, is when they go, anytime it hurts, play another verse, I can be your sanctuary. Okay. Right. So flashbacks to me, 2019, 2020, when I was so mentally unwell and so obsessed with BTS that it came to a point when my entire mental health and stability was kind of dependent on 7 men that don't know I exist. And I was reaching a point where I was like, yeah, I'm kind of relying on this a little too much. I'm gonna have to scale it back. That? They know. Does he know? They know. And that exploitation of fans like me, that's this song. It's like, yeah, they're exploiting the audience for their souls, obviously. But the fact that this actually happens IRL, those companies, man, they're evil. They're evil. And just more lyrics to prove what I'm talking about. I could be your sanctuary. No, I'm the only one right now. What? I will love you more when it all burns down, more than power, more than gold. Yeah, you gave me your heart, now I'm here for your soul. I'm the only one who will love your sins. Feel the way my voice gets underneath your skin. I could be the star you rely on. Don't you know I'm here to save you? Yeah, I'm all you need. I'ma be your idol. Your obsession feeds our connection. Your obsession puts the money in my boss's pocket. Because sometimes the idols don't actually get paid that well. You're mine now. I will make you free. Literally insane. Yes, they're talking about souls, but this is literally happening in real life. Like, this is literally happening. Idols and art in general can be very safe, can be very comforting, and bring so much happiness and stability to people's lives. I, of all people, know this. So it's not inherently bad to be partially dependent on something you enjoy. Maybe don't be entirely dependent on it. That's probably not good. It's not bad to enjoy things that much and to let things make you super happy. But being like, damn, I'll be your idol. I'll be the only one you'll need. I'm the only one who will love you for your sins. Whenever it hurts, just play another verse. I'll be your sanctuary. I'm sorry. Anyways, I will take Junu up on his offer though. Okay, that's all I wanted to say. Back to past tense me. Goodbye. Again, go watch it if you haven't, and you know what? Tell me what you think. Did Rumi's story resonate with you in any way? How did you like the movie? Did you pick up on the queer undertones that I'm talking about, or am I just hallucinating everything? Also, tell me, are you a K-pop fan? Let me know your favorite groups. I would love to talk about K-pop. I haven't been super into K-pop since college, but Cat's Eye is dragging me back in by the toes. So yeah, let me know. I'd love to know. Please let me know in the comments down below, and I'd love to talk to more K-pop demon hunters enjoyers. The fan art is fan arting. Good job, guys. Also, yes, in my trans representation video, I said that the next video would be about queer rep and indie games, and that has not happened yet. There's a lot of research with that, so I'm trying to like juggle. So that will still be made. I promise. It's gonna be coming out soon. Keep an eye out for that one. And if you want more videos like these, then you should absolutely subscribe. Subscribing makes me more powerful, and it makes the channel's Hunmoon golden. I ate that! I ate that! Also, like the video. It really helps the channel a lot. One like goes a very long way. Commenting also helps me out a ton. And if you would like to support the channel even more, then please consider becoming a member on the Ko-fi. Ko-fi.com/iasocial, where for just $5 a month, you'll be able to see videos like these super duper early and to get a shout out at the end of every single video. So take it away, future me, to shout out our amazing, beautiful Ko-fi members. A humongous thank you to Alien Eyes, Jonah, Lewandrill, Joanne, Moon, Blue X Crystal, Summers, Blue Ink Alchemist, Pauline, Shalami, Onyx Side, Atticus, Ayake, Pierre Burner, Selkable, Haley Robinson, Zendella, Bus Driver Will Copy, Blurry, Klee, Pandas Bombus, Friendly Fire, Decals, Kiara, Tronilla, Moe, Zilfer, Luel, Tarek Dactyl, Mystic Foxfire, Jessica C, Jingle, Mitsuji, Dana, Blue Swanson, and an extra special thank you to Topa. Thank you guys so much for the support. You keep this channel going, girl. Thank you so much. It means the world, and I hope you are enjoying this video early. Also, we are super close to 100K, which is insane, so subscribe again. Thanks. Ew. And if you'd like to connect even more, then follow me on all my socials. I am iasocial everywhere except for Twitter. I do have a blue sky though. And join us on Twitch, twitch.tv/iasocial, where we will be streaming and gaming. Well, that is it from me. So if I don't see you on Twitch, then I'll see you in the next one. Okay, bye!
Do it, man. Take him off, Wesley.
Okay, fine.
Oh, Wesley, I'm dripping.